Jay, are
Hello,
you there? Yeah,
I'm
your
here.
camera is missing.
Why is it missing?
Yeah,
There you
there you
go.
go.
Uh,
Just put the. Okay.
all right.
Okay, let's see here. We have four viewers currently. And by the way, guys, my name is Jovina, your host for today. So I'm your content creator, and Jay is one of our educational agent, and he will be talking about all the questions about the student visa going here to Australia. Okay, Jay, can you please introduce yourself to our
Hey guys.
viewers?
Yep, I'm sure you guys seen me before. I'm Jay Jurado from Pathway to Oz. I work with obviously Pathway to Oz, and we assist students for almost all visas, but I specialize in student visas. And the best part about Pathway to Oz is we don't charge any professional fees if you go through a student visa. So we help you all throughout enrollment, the visa process, lodgement, at no additional cost to yourself. So it's as if you're going to the school by yourself. That's really the main benefit. You're going to be supported all throughout, even post study. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think everything all good. We have 10 viewers here. We'll just wait for some questions that you have in mind, guys, and then we'll assist and advise you properly when it comes to student visa process. Okay. Hmm. Is there any questions out there? I think Zato will share. But Jay, what is your okay? I think okay. Is there any chance like you can share or any advice you can share with our students, with our aspiring students, with the, like any tips or something like that you can tell them when it comes to processing their visas?
Absolutely. So with the subclass 500, there's a requirement called genuine student statement. And essentially, if you go through immigration's website, if you read through that, the essence is we have to do a course that's aligned with your background, education, work experience, maybe even a family business if that applies. That's really the most important part. Course alignment. It's the only way we can make sense out of immigration why we want to study the program, and it really increases the chances of getting the visa approved. So course alignment is really the number one priority. For example, if you're, let's say, a hospitality graduate, you hold a bachelor's, maybe it's much better to look at cookery. Whereas if you're a, let's say, an engineering graduate, maybe in civil, then maybe it's better to align the program to that course. And I think that's really what you want to prioritize here, just because the subclass 500 application fee is a bit expensive now. It's sitting at 2080, and we don't want to make expensive mistakes, especially if that mistake can be fixed, prior to the visa application. Um, we will guide you through the steps. So what we normally do is have a one-on-one consultation. We ask for your updated CV, see what we can do with the course. Definitely, course alignment is still number one. And once we've decided on a course in a school, we strategize our plans. So, does the course have a pathway? What can you do after that? So, essentially, what you want to do is do a course that skills you in the skilled occupation list or MLT double SL, hence the trades like cookery, engineering, civil construction design, IT. And what we want to do from there is look for a school of your preference, of course. I mean, we kind of want to consider your lifestyle as well. If you have family in Australia, maybe it's better to stay with them. And once we're at that stage, we try to collect your documents. So documents are pretty straightforward. I mean, everyone here has a passport, education certificates. Some countries, like the Philippines or some countries in Southeast Asia, immigration will require English and financials, but some other passports they don't. It's just how it is for quite so long now. And once we have the documents ready, we then submit that to the school. So we'll liaise with the school for you guys, and what we expect from the school is possibly they're going to ask for the conditions or any other documents that would help them give you an offer letter, mainly English, mainly financials, for the ones that required, for the ones that are required, but for some passports it's not. But our main goal for the enrollment is to get an offer letter. The offer letter is sort of like your contract with the school already. So you want to read this properly because the course is going to be there, the duration of the program, the deposit you're going to be paying is stipulated, as well as your payment plan from start to finish. So once you have the offer letter, don't just blindly pay. You want to ensure you and your family are happy with it, and when you're happy, that's when you pay. When you pay, we get the confirmation of enrollment. You pay directly to the school, and that COE or confirmation of enrollment is a government issued document, and it's essentially what we need to start the visa and to launch the visa as well. So when we have that, usually enrollment can vary anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. It depends on how fast we can move with the documents and how fast the school responds. Do you want to say
Okay.
something?
Yeah, because we have a questions here. Like we can now start with the questions. So
Okay, perfect.
from Sale, can you see it? Like, is it clear with yeah? So I have a question from Sale of Anarchy. Hello, before the end of the student visa, do you guys follow up with us so we can check what best for the future? Maybe I can
Yes.
assist it because I'm handling the student support thing. So, Sale, yeah, we always make sure that prior to the ending of your visa, we make sure to send an email because we have this like flow that if your visa is ending, like nearly ending, we send pathway to us send email. So make sure to check your email, especially your spam, because every time pathway to us, because just to make sure that you are at the same flow and you know what's your next visa. Or if you are here in Australia already and you wanted to have a migration consultation to check as well with your next visa, feel free to send me an email. I can send you the link to book a consultation with one of our migration agents. Okay, so I have another question from. Okay, I'm in UK. Shall I study wall and floor tiling for a year and then move to Australia and do certificate 3 in tiling? I think he's 35 years old of age, Jay.
Yeah. You can study this, man. The only problem is we might not be able to get the 485 visa just because you're going to be over 35. So by the time you graduate, you're probably going to be around 37. With regards to substitute visas for the 485, I think you kind of want to look at the 407 training visa. I cannot advise on this specifically, but it functions the same way as the 485. The 485 visa is the visa you get from studying a course that leads to the skilled occupation list. And the 407 is a substitute. So if you go through Pathway to Oz, I think one complementary um, service we give is a free migration consultation, which what Jovita just mentioned about 2 minutes ago. So that's essentially what we're gonna do. But just expect that we're not gonna get the 485. So we may have to look for other visa venues at that time that you're finished with studies.
Okay, and I think this is the one you're like explaining a while ago is how much is the estimated cost for us to study in Australia? Is there any chance you can give them an advice with regards to vocational, bachelor, and master, like just a highlight how what we share with during the webinar as well?
Yeah, of
Just in
course. So with vocational programs, you would expect around for a 2 year program to run around 20 to 30,000 AD. The deposit would be anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000. It really varies per school, but it normally hovers around that range. If you go for higher education, though, you would expect double the amount. So let's say, for example, the vocational program is around 30K. Most higher education programs are around 60K. It also depends on what level. Are you doing a bachelor's? That's going to be 3 years. If you're doing a master's, it's going to be 2 years. Some masters or bachelors are a bit expensive, especially if you're looking at nursing or engineering programs. But majority run anywhere from around 60 to 70,000, and the deposit is the main varying factor because the deposit with higher education can be anywhere from 10 to 15,000 per semester or per term.
And also the cost, like the visa and everything. Maybe
Yeah.
next
So
time.
the visa cost right now is around 2,080. You pay that directly to immigration. There's also a so-called requirement called OHSC, Overseas Student Healthcare Cover. This is mandatory for any subclass 500 holders. And the logic behind that is you have to cover the full duration of your course in Australia. The cost normally is just $50 per month. Let's say, for example, you're doing a 2-year vocational program. Our OHSC has to cover 2 years as well. And we give you a website or a link through Bupa Alliance. There's really a ton of options. And of course, the biometrics and medicals would be around 225 AUD. And that only multiplies per packs, depending if you're going to bring dependents or if you're going to go on a single application. And one thing to mention as well is if you're bringing your family, you would expect the insurance or OHSC to be much, much higher, only because that's immigration's rule. Just to give you guys some perspective, if you're going to go on a single application for a 2-year program, your OHSC normally is around 1,600 AED. If you're going to bring your partner for a 2-year program, that's going to jump up to 10 to 13K. And if you're going to bring one child, including a partner, that's going to jump probably around 2025. So it's very expensive, but it's the right thing to do. You really want to follow the rules.
And is there any chance you can share them about the home ties, like so they can be aware of what are the types of home ties they can provide or something?
Yeah, no problem. So the home ties would think of the home ties as your commitment back in your home country. So it's any real evidence that we can present to immigration showing that you have commitments, life or a life back home. So number one example of this is obviously your family, maybe your mom and dad, your parents. They're going to be seniors. The logic behind that is obviously you don't want to leave them behind. You're eventually going to have to look after them. You also kind of want to show your economic ties or property ties. So any evidence that your family owns a property, any businesses registered in your home country, that also promotes a sense that you have something to return to back in your home country. Maybe you're going to look after it, maybe you're going to inherit it, but the sense is we have to provide your anchor. So you come here in Australia, that certain anchor is what's going to compel you to go back. So this is very important for the subclass 500 genuine student requirement. Immigration wants to see that you have life commitments back home. And this is a bit tedious. So what I normally recommend to my students is we prepare that ahead of time, and gather that in a Google Drive just so we can upload that on your visa as well. So each individual is sort of different. Some of you may have a business, some of you don't. But as long as the primary home tie we want to present is your family and your family properties, and sometimes even pets can be considered as home tie if you have a pet health card or identification, because pets are family as well. We can also show your community or social ties. Let's say, for example, you're active in a church, you volunteer in X events, all that sort of stuff. That's a home tie.
And also insurance, right? And the one that they buy, like an insurance thingy.
Sometimes, yeah, it's not really considered a primary one. You kind of want to show that you have really, a business waiting for you or things you can't easily leave behind. You're connected to people back home. And
What if it's not under their name?
Sorry?
What if it's the property is not under their name, but it's from their parents? Like what documents they
That's fine.
need?
That's very common. That's not a problem at all. Don't stress if the properties are not under your name, as long as it's from your immediate family member. You're fine.
Okay.
It's not really going to be an issue. Although, of course, it's going to be a lot better if it's under your name. If you have a mortgage, if you have a car registration. But
Mm,
I would say that 60% of the applicants don't really have
yeah.
that privilege.
Okay. So another question. So starting an automatic in August, so hopefully we'll succeed and keep into a 485 into hopefully or 491 or 190. Okay. Yeah, I think she just answered the questions a while ago with regards to her. Let's next. Should, hmm, what should be the amount to show for student visa from India approximate?
It depends on, well, if you're looking at vocational, you're probably going to expect around 50K, 55 AUD. If it's a higher education program, you're going to expect around 65 to 75.
And with the dependent?
With a dependent, you always just want to add 10,400. So from a
Mm,
vocational, it's going to be 65. If it's higher education, it's going to be around 80.
okay, so we have another. Wait, how much? 45 will grant me if I do trade. Is there any chance you can share something or with this regards to this one?
How much time my 485 will grant me if I do trade courses for over 2 years in regional? It's 18 months. If you finish a 2-year program that leads to the MLT SSL, your 485 is called the post vocational work stream, and that runs for 18 months. So on that visa, you want to do the job ready program, which simply means you working the relevant occupation. For example, you finished automotive electrical. You want to work as an automotive electrical technician. So that TRA and VetAssess can give you a positive skill assessment after a year. After that, that's our ticket to applying for expression of interest to immigration for whatever visa. It could be the 491, 190, 189. We have a
Okay,
whole full video on YouTube.
true. Yes, so I think we managed to answer this one already, right? The expenses to bring a child.
Yes.
Yeah, and now I have here, aside from student, what visa? Other
So
visa you
right
have.
now we are focusing on student visa. It's my specialty. If you want to do other visas, you want to book the consult with our migration team, it's going to be paid.
Yeah. Yes, feel free to email me, guys, if you want to know more about migration. Because I can send you the link to book a consultation with our migration agents. So I think we just finished the questions from here. And maybe I can ask something with regards to student visa as well. Do you want me to ask something with regards to student visa as well? Just for sharing things? Because I
Yeah.
think I finished, yeah. Okay, so what if like the sponsor is not an immediate family?
Um, okay, so that's a bit tricky. I've assisted quite a few already, and we got the grant, but family really establishes genuine access to the funds. If you have a sponsor that's not a family member, I think what you want to prioritize is showing evidence that that certain non-family member has provided assistance financially in the past. So they could be your godfather, they could be your godmother, they could have sponsored you throughout college, lived with them for a bit, for a few years, and then we want to compile that evidence just to showcase that they really did, as just to showcase that you have proof. And that's the only way
Mm,
we can sort of establish genuine access to a non-family member as a sponsor.
So is a friend allowed if she sometimes give you money or something?
No, no. What do you mean give money? Like how?
Like friends or like a friend of you, like
No,
who wanted.
no. That's gonna be a red flag. You don't want to be doing that.
True.
Just because
Yeah, because I
it's
have a
not family member.
yeah, I have one questions like I'm not quite sure when was it, but someone asked me if a friend can sponsor them. Okay, it's a big no
Yeah,
no.
if
What?
that certain friend
Mhm.
sponsored the applicant throughout college, then maybe there's a certain chance. But if they just sponsored out of nowhere and it's a friend, we don't recommend
Mm,
doing that.
okay, and also with the money, when it comes to like putting in the bank because there's a limit, right, with the state bank statement something. And then a lot of students are also question or asking if what if the money will just you just put it in just a month or something.
And that's still not a good idea. Just
Yeah.
because you're gonna be showing the certificate and the bank statement to immigration. If they see bulk deposits there, and if they trace it back to a non-family member, you're going to be scrutinized, and that might have a negative effect on the application. So if you want to do the visa, we want to do this truthfully and properly, following guidelines. Family members. The beauty about sponsorships is you can have two sponsors as long as it's family members. Because the important part is we prove the relationship. So it's so easy
True.
to do if it's your parents, if it's your sibling, it's your aunt, birth
Mm.
certificate, a family tree, their primary IDs, a support letter, and that should be the most common way to prove that.
Mm. I have here, what if a cousin?
Yeah, a cousin is fine. It's as long as it's a first cousin. But I would still recommend have an immediate family member, maybe a brother along with your cousin, maybe a dad along with your cousin.
Mm, okay. So let's see from here. Like level one country, is it compulsory to show money and IELTS?
No, no. It's not compulsory on paper, but just note that immigration kind of always has that power to sort of ask randomly at the time of the visa. So what I normally recommend, even if you're from an AL1 country, at least at the back of your mind, just have financials, a figure of financials prepared, just in case immigration asks for it on the visa. If they do ask for it, they're going to give you around 28 days anyway to comply, but we'll never know until we're at the visa stage. So that's the tricky part. And the good thing about providing financials, even if you're AL1 though, is it shows a lot of commitment and genuineness on your application.
Okay. Mm, So, oh, I think we finish again the questions. Feel free to comment down, guys. Don't be shy commenting your questions because Jay is here. Don't miss the chance to have all your questions in mind to be clarified by him. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I have a question. What can you recommend? What state can you recommend for the students, to those aspiring international students who wanted to come here? What is your best state choice? Like, you know,
I think all states have a demand. That's why the MLTSSL exists. But I think you kind of want to prioritize doing a regional city. Regional in Australia is every city but the big three. So don't look at Sydney, don't look at Melbourne, and don't look at Brisbane. You want to look at the Gold Coast, for example, where we are. The main benefits of doing a regional city is if you study, live, and work in a regional area, you got the extra 5 points in the long run when we're doing expression of interest to immigration already for the points test. You don't get that if you do it in Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. So all cities
okay.
in Australia are also on the coast anyway.
Mm,
Majority, like most of the population. So it's you're pretty much gonna have the same lifestyle. If you go down further south, it's gonna be a bit colder, like
mm,
Victoria or South Australia. But if you want a balanced weather, you just come to Queensland.
true. Hold on, let's see from here. How much need bank statement for AU visa? I think he's not there when you answer it. Is there a chance you can answer it again?
Uh, it depends on the course you're gonna do. So if you're gonna do a vocational program, it's gonna be around 50K. If you're gonna do a higher education program, it's probably gonna be around 60 to 65.
Okay. What visa is applied for a newly grad nurse?
It depends. Did you study your
Mm,
nursing program here? If you studied your nursing bachelor's here, then we should be eligible for a 485 visa, provided you're not 36 years old at the time that you graduate. If you finish your diploma of nursing, though, there's no 485.
What is the most in-demand trade courses that you have in mind for to study?
I think
Like you
carpentry
also.
really wins. If you just look at the invites on immigration's website, carpenters get invited at such low points. I think 65 from the
65.
last invitation.
Can I think it's the same. Like, can I still apply for master's program if I'm 33 years old, considering that post-study work permit is an age limit of 35?
Yes, we can. And we can still get the 485 provided you're not 36 at the time of the 485 application. So 35 is still okay. So, for example, we studied now, you graduated, you're still 35.5 years old. We can still get the 485 visa. We can still apply for that.
Okay. So I have here, I'm not quite sure if you can answer this one, but before I applied student visa, my country was level one. Now suddenly level three, and my visa result pending.
I think if you haven't uploaded your English and financials, you may want to upload that on your uh, immigration account just before immigration gives you your the decision.
Okay. Thank you for that. And then another question from here. What is the most important thing to consider when I want to come and study in Australia?
Course alignment is number one. Course alignment should be what you studied. It should be aligned with what you studied, what you're working with, or aligned with the family business. That's really your main priority. Course alignment, because we have to explain to immigration how the course is relevant and how it's gonna upgrade your career back in your home country or your business back in your home country.
Another question from I had experience in software testing. Do I need to have app verification or not? I lost the job. Now I'm thinking of moving to Australia, maybe, but I need loan for study or 491 visa. I am 30. Loan. What can you say about loan things? Like, I think he's planning to have a loan for his student visa.
Loan. I had experience in software testing. Do I need to have? Not I lost that. Now I'm thinking of moving to Australia, but I need loan for study. If you're gonna get a loan, man, I think you really just want to rely on on commercial banks from where you are, and you provide the loan statement and for from the education loan. I think that's the only way you can use that certain document as a loan if you don't have any financial sponsors regarding family members.
Okay, nowadays, what is the most trending course in IT courses?
If you go to jobskills.gov.au, just Google cybersecurity, that and AI. That's really the most in
Yeah.
demand, I would say.
Okay, we have here. I'm an offshore accountant with diploma of accounting. Been an accountant since 2015, but AO accounting experience started in 2021. What's the best pathway for me? Skilled migration or student visa and take up masters? I'm 30 years old now, by the way.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna do skilled migration, you need to book a paid consult. If you're
Mm.
gonna do a student visa, we have to have a look at your CV and possibly do another master's here in Australia.
Okay. Hmm. I can afford
Abdullah
to be.
also has the same question. Yes. You
Yeah.
might, if you haven't uploaded your financials or English, you might want to, just because the country fell down to assessment level 3.
Yeah, I think that one of the questions down. Feel free to comment down below, guys. Okay. Guys, to those who wanted to know or to start their student visa process and wanted to know how much and everything like that, feel free to email us, both of us, and we can assist you and start sending you all the requirements, the documents, the cost, the sample cost. We can also send it to you guys. So feel free to comment, I mean, to send us an email. Now we have another question from here. If I sponsor my niece to study here, does she need to provide financial capability or show money?
No, no. If you're gonna sponsor your niece, then you act as a sponsor, and if you have enough funds to demonstrate that we meet the financial funding, it's fine. It's very common actually. If you're from Southeast Asia or the Philippines, it is very common for Filipino applicants in general.
Okay, so where are we? Okay. So did you know about student visa from Pakistan? How much ratio of for Pakistan?
I am honestly, I'm not sure about the ratio, but your
To
assessment level 3, so financials and English are required. It's mandatory.
mandatory. Okay, so for someone who will be graduating this year with a Bachelor of Arts, Psychology, is it possible to do Master of Business with this bachelor?
You could, yeah. I mean, MBA is generally a free for all program. It's sort of really addresses your expertise and your salary when you come back home. So if you have an MBA and your employer is looking at two CVs, one has no MBA, one has an MBA, you would definitely get the higher salary. So that's how we sort of want to frame it on your genuine statement.
Okay, so I have a question too. With regards to Bachelor of Science in what they call this legal management, what course can you advise to them?
You really want to do course alignment. It depends on
Social?
if your bachelor's is with legal or paralegal or law, you want to align the program to that, unless you have another family
Experience?
business where you can
Yeah.
teach. Yeah, exactly.
What course can you suggest? Like social worker thingy?
You could study social work, but I don't think you have enough units to support doing social work. So you might, if we do social work, the unis might give you a study plan of a bridging program, which is normally around 6 to 1 year. It's called a graduate diploma or graduate certificate, and then it's packaged with a master's in social work.
Yeah, I saw the comment from Abdullah. He thought we haven't addressed this one because we addressed this one already a while ago. Because he's like commenting and then like maybe the financial. So that's the same question with the previous client. Maybe she's not there a while ago when you answer it because he keeps on commenting. That's it. I'll just show it here. Okay. Level one don't need financial documents, but no level three said they need to. Yeah. Maybe you can answer it again.
Which one?
This one with Abdullah, because he keeps because he wanted us to show the question because he thought maybe that we didn't answer it yet. But yeah, try to answer it like
Yeah, if
with
you
this.
haven't uploaded your financials in English and you're now at AL3, then you may have to, man. I think that's going to be your safest bet before the decision is made by immigration.
Okay. So Richard, like, may I know why there is 220 ADD just for initial consultation? Richard, for these questions, because if it's a migration consultation, there is a professional fee. But if it's a student visa consultation, we don't charge for consultation. But if it's a migration consultation, because the lawyers will be the one handling the application or they will be the ones advising you, so that really has the professional fee. So that's if you want to know about student visa, Richard, feel free to email us. Okay, so let's see from here. Freda, if I am applying for an English course, do I need to provide an IELTS or PT score for student visa?
Generally, no, no, not anymore. I think
Can
I have you on my email set up. We can have a chat this week.
Okay. So we have how much will it cost if I will study nursing in Australia?
It depends on the level. As I've said earlier, if it's a vocational program, it's around 30K. If it's a bachelor's, you're gonna expect around 80 to 100.
Okay. I think this is interesting. I think we lost you there, Jay.
Yep. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we from
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
okay from Tiana. For student wanting to do vocational courses after doing a bachelor in their home country, will the visa be approved considering you're down studying?
It this is very common actually, and there's never a guarantee for any visa, but I think we want to showcase on the genuine statement the units you've studied in your home country and sort of showcase how the vocational program in Australia is better. So maybe the units you've taken in your home country really is not that useful. Lots of filler subjects, whereas in Australia, these units are going to benefit your career. So that's how we want to frame it on your genuine student.
Okay. So I have here. If it's study visa, should I study ERP program or project management like course?
If
What
it's
is it?
study visa, should I study ERP program or project management like course? It depends on your background, man. We need to see your
Mm,
CV.
true.
Number one is
Feel,
course alignment.
mm. Okay, for bachelor, student visa 6.0 band to 6 band enough for visa.
Yeah, normally for higher education, bachelor's level, if it's not nursing, social work, or teaching, it's 6.5 overall with no band less than 6.0.
Mhm. I am not dependent visa. Can I jump to any trade course for open my own PR pathway? Maybe he's a
We'll have to
dependent
have a
visa.
look at your background, man.
Hmm. Feel free if you
Send
want
us
to
your
book a
CV.
yeah. Okay, so let's see from here. My niece is finishing her course, BSBA, major in financial management this year. Can she be able to study nursing straight away, or does it has to be in line with her degree?
Okay, so on paper, she needs to study a course that's aligned, but if she wants to study nursing and if she's graduating, she's probably around 21, 22 years old, so that's still a bit young. Um, if
Mm,
she, if she really wants to study nursing, you want to have her take TESDA NC2 caregiving, something that we could bridge to why she wants to change careers.
okay. I think this maybe he's a Filipino, you know.
Yes.
Okay, we can earn. I saw in your post that we can earn while studying. Are you helping the students to look for an employer? Okay, I'll answer this one. Hi, Watcher. We assist with the leads when finding an employer with our students, but the hiring percentage still depends with the employer itself. So we advise our students to do walk-ins mostly because from there the manager can do the interview, do your trial with you and everything like that, and they can advise you as soon as possible, like they if they want to hire you or not. But we do assist by finding leads for you. Okay. So let's see from here. My background was from Abdullah.
We'll have to have a look at your CV, man. So please share your CV. You can
Yeah.
email us. On paper, just by that, I don't think it's gonna work. Just because your background is banking.
Mm, I think this one is the one that you answered a while ago, the NC2
Yes,
caregiving.
MP2 caregiving TESDA, please. I think that
Okay.
runs for about three to 6 months. Depends on how frequent she goes to class or finishes her hours. But she's definitely gonna need that.
Yeah. Okay. If I start from scratch in Australia with no prior experience, which trade offers the best chances of getting permanent residency? And is it possible to change careers later on?
I like as I've said earlier, right? Carpenters or carpentry really is. the strongest trade option right now. Just go to immigration's invite website and you'll see the evidence there. And yeah, I mean, as long as potentially if your visa is not employer sponsorship by that time, then you could pretty much do whatever you want after.
Nice, nice. And so, yeah, I think we finished again all the concerns that they have. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water first. While waiting for some questions. Okay, this one. Strongest PR course for female.
Um, just not considering your CV right now, I would say teaching, nursing, and social work.
I'm not quite sure if they know, but there are some painting. I think we have a carpentry under girls, like just previously
Yes,
granted.
we
True.
have a lot actually, and we have interviews on our YouTube.
Paintings. True.
Automotive,
Hmm.
fabrication, carpentry. It's really a lot.
Yeah, if it's a trade, like because but if you don't want to do trades, then yeah, nursing, especially nursing. Okay, my younger brother, he's 21, taking NC2. Oh, this one's good. My younger
Yes,
brother,
yes, yes. The only issue with fabrication, man, is not a lot of states have it. It's
mm,
mostly in Queensland and Sydney
mm.
or New South Wales.
Any advice?
You
How
can
much?
send me an email. We could have a chat another time just to really dissect what your brother and your niece wants. But definitely we need to chat for this.
True, true, true. Okay.
There's another one.
Okay. What about this one? Solid plastering.
Yeah, it's still a trade, so it's still in the MLT double SL.
And we have another one. I'm currently offshore and my visa expired on December 31. I previously completed the diploma and advanced diploma of hospitality management in Gold Coast, Queensland. I would like to ask if I'm still eligible to apply for another diploma course, specifically in floristry. What is
Floristry.
floristry?
Yeah, technically it's possible, man. We'll just have to consider your age, your work experience from December 31st up until today, and we can have a look at what we can do. It really depends on your goals as well. If you're chasing a pathway, floristry is really the best option.
Okay. How much exactly should I have to study carpentry in March 2026 in PN? Papua New Guinea. I completed
Carpentry
grade
is
1.
around 30, 25 to 30,000 AUD. So if you use Google, 30,000 AUD, PNG, Kina, that's 91,000 Kina.
Okay. Where are we again? Okay, this one, 3 point.
If you want to do the 491 visa, you have to book a paid consult with our migration team. If you want to do a student visa, you can send your CV and we can, have a chat.
Yes. Feel free to send email, guys. So we can send you the link with regards to migration consultation. Do you support do you support intending students from Nigeria? If not, can you recommend any migration agents?
One of my colleagues who works in Europe, I think works with another partner agency. We can recommend you them. We don't have the license to support unless you're onshore, unfortunately.
Hmm. I think we finished again. Feel free to comment down, guys. We have how many minutes more remaining? Okay. We have here, I think we finished this. I have bachelor's complete in overseas. If apply for student visa here now and trade course, should I need PT or IELTS?
If you're from an assessment level 3 country, IELTS and financials are mandatory. There's another one. Apply for student visa. Yes, we've assisted um, applicants from India.
We're so good. We're finishing all the questions.
Good.
20, 25 minutes remaining, guys, I think, with our live. So don't miss this out. Feel free to comment down below all your concerns. We will answer until 1 p.m. Okay. We're done with this. We're done with this. So wait. Okay. Okay. Anything we can. You mentioned carpentry is 20. You mentioned carpentry is 25,000 to 30K AUD. Is this for the complete 2 years? How this can be paid?
Yeah, so carpentry, most vocational programs in Australia are really they have a payment plan. So it can be you can pay your tuition monthly, quarterly, or per semester. So what normally happens is you get an offer letter and then you pay a small deposit, usually around 3,000, and then that'll come off on the total price, and then you'll do a payment plan on the offer letter. That's why you really gotta ensure you're happy with the offer before you sign it and you pay the school.
Okay, what I'm thinking is okay. Where in Australia would be the best place to study as an international student in terms of cost wise?
Ooh, that's a bit subjective because economically speaking, you really that's sort of like your discipline on how you manage your finances, but definitely not Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. Just look at the regional cities. You can go to a website called Cost of Living Compare as well, where you can see the general costs in commodities and all that sort of stuff per state, and use that website to sort of decide from there if you don't have any family in Australia.
Okay. Okay. So my wife now studies early childcare leading to master. After finishing her studies, do you think PR pathway in Sydney is easy or hard?
I think you want to book a paid consult with our migration team. They're the only ones licensed to give you advice in depth. In depth, sorry.
Okay. So we have another question from Colette. Hi, I'm currently working in the PH as a portfolio coordinator or like an offshore banker from a US bank. What the best pathway for me? Graduate bachelor's degree in financial management.
Depends on your age and how long you've been working with this role. But I think if you come from the big four in the PH, you kind of want to look at the master's program, just so it leads to also a work visa or a 485. So I think we really need to chat, just because it's easy answering general questions here, but when we do the
Mhm.
online consultation, that's where we can really dissect and strategize what we can do.
True, true. And now we have another question from Shar. Can we work during the course of this 2 years carpentry course? So if so, how many hours? Is it enough to support all expenses? Without luxury, of course.
Yeah, I, I wouldn't say depend on that 100%, but it's most of the students survive off that. It really just comes to your financial
How you?
discipline.
Yes, true, true. Especially if you're someone who likes shopping. So, no, no.
And also, just to answer how many hours of work you can do on a student visa is 24 hours per week when your class is in session, and you go full time on term breaks and holidays.
Okay. We finish again. I like, is that uniform?
Yes,
Did you made it done? Like,
yes, I got it from Mark.
oh, when you do like, yeah, because I think we are having, what do you call this? An event again. So are you going to use that one too?
Probably.
Moving forward. Yeah. By the way, guys, Pathway to Us, we always, what do you call this, do a webinar. And with the webinar, um, you can get some promotions when it comes to, your tuition fees and everything like that. So feel free to join our webinar. You can send us an email if you want to get your ticket or something like that, so you can join our webinar. You know what are the things, the documents needed for your student visa process and everything like that. So feel free to join our webinar, guys. We always conduct the webinar every month. So yeah, every time there are some promotions, so don't miss it out. Okay, so I have another question from here. I think it's a.
So it's yeah, you really want to book a consult with a migration plan for your question. Yeah.
Yeah, because Abdullah, it's better for you to book a consultation with migration agents because they can assist your background and what they can advise you properly when it comes to migration and pathway to PR because they are the one handling those things. And with Jay, we can only advise you when it comes with regards to student visa and everything like that. So feel free to send us an email so our agent or our migration agents can advise you all the concerns you needed to know. So let's see what are the requirements for student visa processing. Okay, or a job friends. What are the requirements for student visa processing?
Oh yeah, so it depends on which country you're from, but general requirements would be your passport, the highest education qualification you've achieved, your birth certificate, obviously your resume or CV. We want to ensure that's updated, and those are the main four. Um, if you're from an AL3 country, you would expect to provide IELTS and financials.
Okay, so we have another question for here. How long does it take to process? Tamaya, with regards to migration thingy, it's better for you to talk with migration agents because they can advise you properly when it comes to skill migration. And yeah, feel free to send me an email. I can send the link so you can book a consultation with migration agents. Oh, good. So we have another question from here. Hmm. Yes, Tamaya. Please send me an email, giovanni@pathwaytous.com, so I can send you the link. So 5 minutes more. Okay, we have another question from here. Hey, I'm in Kuwait, currently from Pakistan, and I'm working as an electrician and appliances technician, and I also have experience in cook, but I have no qualifications for electrician, but do have a 9-month diploma of culinary arts. So, what course can you suggest?
We have to look at your CV, man. We can probably look at courses aligned with electrician, HVAC, culinary, but we still need to see your CV. And with your passport, you will need to provide your financials in English upfront, especially with the schools.
Because they are okay. What is this? With legal experience back in home country, is it possible to apply for PR? Legal experience.
Again, we're discussing student visas here. So
Mm.
if you're exploring other visa options, you want to book a consult with our migration team.
Please. Feel free to send me an email, guys, so I can send you the link for to book your consultation with our migration agents. For migration consultant. Okay, I think this question is also for migration thing.
Yeah, from Tamaya. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you Google Pathway to Oz book a consult, you would see there the consultation
Yeah.
link.
Mm. And you can I see the event coming? Okay. Okay. Colleague of yours. You can also visit our website, guys. You can see, like, you can search pathwaytos.com and you, from the right corner, if I'm not mistaken, and there's the book a consult with migration agents. Feel free to visit our website, guys. You can see from there.
Tamaya has another question. How much roughly for the cost? It's 220 AED. If you go to the link, you'll see it there. It's very transparent.
Mhm. Okay. I would love to go for and can. I think this is the same person. Like, yeah, financial what is required. I think he means the show money.
Yeah, so you would expect around 45 to 50,000 for show money. That involves your living cost 29,700 plus 2,000 travel costs and half of your total tuition, which is normally around 12 to 15K.
Okay, we are going to answer last question, guys. So we have here.
Yes, that's AUD Tamaya.
Okay. So my sister is a telecommunication technician and is 38. She wants to take IT, but is it possible for a work visa? So Kai Pool, with regards to migration consultation, feel free to visit the Pathway TOS website because there is a book a consultation there with the migration agents. So with regards to other type of visa aside from student visa, you can book a consultation with one of our migration agents to know if he can apply for another type of visa. But with the student visa, is there any chance you can advise anything for her sister?
Yeah,
Jay?
I mean, we can definitely study. It's just you don't get the 485 visa anymore just because we're over 36. Um, so alternatively, a training visa would be suitable, but again, this needs to be discussed with our migration team.
True.
If you want a
So
visa, I think the only workaround there is if she studies a master by research, which is a bit different
mhm.
versus a master by coursework.
Okay, I think we answered everything. So, guys, we will be having our another live next week on our TikTok account with Pakaitos, or we're gonna do a multi-stream again. So feel free to join our live and sorry, our webinar. So we will be having our webinar. So if you want to know about the webinar and everything like that, feel free to comment. I mean, send us an email so we can send you the link to get your ticket with the webinar. With the webinar, we're gonna explain to you guys about the student visa process, the documents, how much it costs, the home ties, and everything like that. So feel free to join our webinar. Okay, so I think we're good for today. We've done the 1 hour live, Jay. Thank you so much for attending this live. And
My
thank you so
pleasure.
much for watching, guys. Thank you so much. And hope we assist all your concerns for today. And we will see you next time. Bye,
See
guys.
you next time. Send us an
Yes.
email. Bye,
Feel free to
guys.
send us an email. Bye.